Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. This is part 2 of the making a bowie knife from a machete, and in this part I thought I would give it a sharpen and then do a bit of bottle cutting, because I'm starting to enjoy that quite a lot now. I quite like cutting bottles. So I'll show you my method of sharpening something like this. There are probably better ways, more efficient ways, but it's what I've got, so I do it that way, and it's sharp enough for what I want it for, which is cutting bottles basically. So I'll show you that now, then we'll do a bit of cutting, and then we'll come back. Right, so this is the method I use for sharpening bigger knives and machetes and swords. What I've got there is basically a four-sided sharpening stone with different grits on it, and you just keep working at the same angle to get a edge on the knife. So you can see there now at the bottom of that grind, you can see the edge forming, and that will be the actual sort of sharp part. On that stone is four sides. I think it's something like 100, 200, 400, 600 grit. The higher the number, the finer it is, so you start the lower number going up. Each colour is a different grit. But if you didn't have these stones, you could use, they're not stones, but you know what I mean, sharpeners. You could use sandpaper rolled around a block of wood in different grits. That would work just as well. But anything that you can go up and up the finer grades, and then at the end, once you've been working at the same angle, keep it the same angle for the whole thing. I do a couple of passes on a whetstone, and that just hones it up a little bit. You know, there may be better methods, easier methods, or you know, for all I know, I may be doing it wrong here, but it does work. It does get an edge on it, good enough. And if you worked it for longer, you could get a razor sharp edge on it. So you can see the edge there now. Yeah, that's it basically. Takes you about half an hour to do, and then you can get cutting. Right, so you can see it cuts well. Doing a bit of sort of forward cutting and back slashing, I suppose you'd call it. Yeah, it's quite nice. It cuts well, comfortable in the hand, enjoyable to use because it's lightweight as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's good to cut with, you know. Yeah, I highly recommend making one of these if you're into it. If you want to sharpen a machete, that method I used will sharpen a machete. You could probably get it sharper than this, but as I mentioned, that's as sharp as I wanted it really. It's not going to be sort of razor sharp or even paper cutting sharp really, but it's good enough for that kind of thing, and it will cut. Yeah, there it is. I suppose I better make a sheath one day, but that's going to be another day and not another part of the series, I doubt, because it could be months and months and months. So yeah, there it is. Highly recommend you make one, and if you use that method to sharpen a machete, it will work. Quite a simple method. It does work, and you could get it sharper with a bit of carrying on with finer grits, finer stones, and a bit of stropping, I suppose. Yeah, there it is. WeaponCollector's machete bowie, or whatever I called it last time. fully sharpened, ready to go. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you saw something you found helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and all that, and yeah. Alright, see you later. Before you leave, if you ever wanted to support this channel, you can now via Patreon or by shopping at Amazon.com and Gearbest. There's more info below if you need that. Remember, if you want to get full notifications for this channel, click the bell, and I'll see you later. Cheers.